time, here it is. A series that I can't tackle really good, but I've been requested to actually take care of it from the beginning, so I really have not much of a choice. So sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy my review of Legend of Zelda for the NES.
With the success of Super Mario, Shigeru Miyamoto has different ideas for a fantasy game. That's where Legend of Zelda fits in. Zelda has become one of the interesting franchises since its frickin' debut. And just to clarify, I am not a huge fan of the franchise myself. You might say I'm a casual gamer through this because I can never manage to beat one of these games at all.
Alright, I know that sounds stupid, but I finally got the care and patience to actually dig through this game from beginning to end. And I really gotta find out if this game is actually part of the casual crowd, so I really gotta take care of it right now. Kevin, this one is for you, and I hope you enjoy it.
This is the first game that ever uses a guide to get you through, and it's also the first game to ever use a battery backup to continue where you left off. Well, it's kind of better than Metroid because of, oh well, I don't know. Use that frickin' password to continue off! Seriously, why do we need to have that kind of shit? Anyway, it's a really smart idea for this game to come out. Many years ago, Prince Darkness Ganon stole the Triforce with power, yeah right. This is actually early misspelling on NES, it's kinda getting annoying. The story takes place in Hyrule, where it's run by Princess Zelda, where she got kidnapped by Ganon, with one end this time. He does it to steal her piece of the Triforce. Just to let you know, the Triforce comes into 3 sections: Wisdom, Power, and Courage. Now Zelda is the keeper of the Triforce of Wisdom, while Ganon holds the Triforce of Power. Just in this game, the Triforce of Courage doesn't exist until the sequel. Ugh, I really don't want to talk about that. To protect Ganon from getting his hands on it, Zelda broke the Triforce of Wisdom into 8 pieces and scattered into 8 dungeons, and it's up to you, the hero, to get all the pieces and defeat Ganon in the end. Now the hero of the game can have any name you want, but his actual name is really Link. I think it's because it's supposed to be the link to the game and yourself. Once you start the game, Link can't do a damn thing until you go to this little cave where the old man will give you the wooden sword to start off your journey. You know, most hardcore gamers actually skip the sword and the rest is history. I gotta say that's a really good challenge. But another thing to start off with is the arsenal on the top of the screen. The A button always uses the sword that you have, and the B button is always used with the item that you picked up from the list. Now to check out any of the items that you always have, you could press the start button and choose a different one if you want. The last thing I want to talk about is your health. The health meter is actually dedicated from these hearts right here. And when you grab a heart container, it'll add an extra heart for an extra hit.
It's quite interesting, actually. I mean, it will be helpful if you have some extra hearts in your life. Why can't I have that myself? That's better.
While wandering around and defeating some enemies, you can also collect some rupees, which counts as this game's currency. You need these to collect some specific items, like say a blue candle will light up dark rooms. You can also burn bushes for some secrets. Arrows brings a strong attack, but it also takes 1 rupee each time you use it. The shield to block even more projectiles, and bombs, which are used to blow shit up if you like, or if you want to use to blow up mountainsides and to get some heart containers or some secret rupee sections. So yes, this game has one common word, and that is secrets. There are some secrets that have some puzzles that you have to solve and to process through everything. Some people call this a guide game, an adventure game, an action game. I'm gonna have to label this as one of those where the fuck do I go kind of games. Seriously, this game is a bit confusing to my brain, and without a map, you will never know the proper way to go. I'm not fucking joking. This gray box at the top right corner is your actual map to Hyrule.
Well, fuck this shit. This is the closest way to get your own map through Hyrule, and without it, you will never know any detail to get through the game.
Even though this game is really long, it's also extremely difficult. If you die outside of Hyrule, you always get started right at the beginning spot where you start every time when you get the wooden sword. Now if you die in one of the dungeons, don't worry about it, you can actually respawn right at the entrance of every dungeon that you go through. Now that is what I call craftsmanship. Anyway, finding secret rupee caves can actually help you out and get the best items for your arsenal. The most famous is the blue ring. It'll get you less hits by enemies and, let's be honest, Link looks really good in blue. Now let's talk about the dungeons. Some of them are a bit cakewalk for me to go through, and most of them are actually really crazy. Mostly because of the enemies. Some of them could bring a good challenge to it, but the only one that could actually grind my shit is Dark Nuts. Motherfucking Dark Nuts. This is the only enemy that you have to destroy from the back and the side of them. They always keep moving constantly, acting like I'm their little pedophile. Please stop moving, I'm trying to kill you, go fuck yourself, God, what's going on? And I know a lot of people had a little problem with whiz ropes, and I gotta say, I don't have a problem with that, I can just destroy them. Flesh meat, flesh meat. Well, on the bright side, there are some items that you actually collect from secret tunnels, like the raft that does absolutely nothing, the ladder that can get you across gaps, the boomerang and magical boomerang will stun enemies for a few seconds. I really love this thing. The magical rod will shoot a beam of fire, the red candle is an upgrade of the blue candle, and the magical key. It just gives you infinite keys for every dungeon you go through. And I gotta say, it's better than collecting infinite keys all over the place. There's also items that have no meaning in the game, like the power bracelet, which does absolutely nothing, and the food in the shop, because this asshole won't let me go until I give it to him. Oh, so that's why grumble grumble really means give me the goddamn food that is very expensive in the shop close to the dungeon that you stepped in right now, or I'll chop your fucking balls off.
Oops, got carried away there.
Now, you might be thinking, I'm not talking about the bosses. Why? Well, because it's actually pathetic. Very pathetic. That's because some of them are actually very easy to kill, like the dongos. They can actually be killed by eating 2 bombs at once. And another one is the gomas. Well, the regular goma is just pathetic, because, seriously, that's it? Just one-hit death from an arrow? I mean, seriously, a blue goma actually brings the better challenge, but this is just pathetic. I thought the goma from Ocarina of Time was actually a better challenge, but looking back, I'm so ashamed. But anyway, after you defeat all the bosses, you can actually get started on Death Mountain. And I gotta say, this is actually freaking insane. And I have 2 reasons. 1, it's shaped like a skull, and it's a freaking maze. And 2, is because of these assholes, the likes. They can grab onto you, and if you're not careful, you can actually swallow that big shield that you have. Come over here, you piece of shit. No, 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 let me go! Let me go, goddammit, dang it! Ah, great, 130 rupees down the drain. But on the bright side, it has 2 good items that you can actually get, like the red ring, which gives me defense of 4x, and it's actually way better than the blue ring. And of course the silver arrow, which is actually mandatory if you want to beat the game, because you can't beat Ganon without it. This is also hard because Ganon doesn't even reveal himself until you actually hit him. It's kind of like a confusing thing, but as long as you get the power down, you got good. After you beat the Prince of Darkness, grab the Triforce of Power, rescue Zelda, and congratulations, you just beat the game. Now hold on, this game also gives you a second quest, which is just the hard mode of the game. You can also start the second quest by typing your name as Zelda in the register screen. That was crazy. I couldn't believe this would be one of the longest reviews I've ever done. Well, now I'm gonna have to clarify that the graphics are really good for NES standards. The gameplay is a bit stiff in my opinion because Link only attacks like a tank. He goes only up, down, left, right. He doesn't even go diagonal. It's the same problem I have with Metroid. I'm not referencing that again. But the music is actually great. The overworld theme actually became the main theme from the franchise in general, and it's so freaking good. You did it again, Koji Kondo. Thank you. Now for the main question throughout this review, that is this game suitable for the casual crowd? No way! No freaking way! A casual gamer might have to turn off the game in the first 5 minutes of playing this. Poor Kevin, I know that you're a casual gamer, but I don't think this would be a good start for you, I'm afraid. But the main thing I should give to casual gamers, the one word that you should actually learn is practice. It takes a lot of practice until you beat the game. I'll explain it myself. I played this game since 2010 and I didn't beat it until last week. So for that saying, I'm gonna say that this is actually passable for your collection, I'm afraid. Yeah, I say passable because I would get a higher score even if the difficulty is not even that strong.
Yeah, I got one giant headache. Well, finally got the first game taken care of, but with the sequel, I swear to God, I'm gonna get a massive headache for that. But I do have something planned for next time, so I'll go get the party hats.